Welcome to the Saturday Sports Line. Since 1969, the premier sports show about local high school sports, featuring coaches, players, and special guests. Now, here is your host of the Saturday Sports Line, Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI Sports Director, Mitch Columbi, and sports analyst, Chris McGowan.
And that will be the end of the ball game. The North Judson-San Blue Jays are semi-state champions. They are heading to Indianapolis for a shot at glory. The first time since 1986. L to L, Liberty to Lucas. It comes true, and the Jays emphatic about it. 46-0. A very good Saturday morning to all of you here on the Saturday Sports Line, the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. Wherever you are, good morning. This is your wake-up call. We're going to state, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Going to the ship. Love it.
We're going to the ship. What a win last night. And I said it was an emphatic win. You shut a team out in general, that's hard to do. You shut them out in a semi-state game. They're on a mission, they're on a mission, Chris.
Well, yeah, you can call me coach too. I've been called worse. But anyway, yeah, I mean, last night to shut out a team like South Adams, I mean, they're coming in averaging, I'd say over 400 yards through the air. And I tell you what,
pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty impressive. To come out and come away with, 3 interceptions, I think it was, 4 turnovers altogether. Just an impressive victory is all I can say.
Huge win for the Jays. They are getting us a 15th game. The last 3 years in a row, the last 4 years in a row, WKVI has had the pleasure of doing 14 games a season. I've done 3 of those 4 years now, and I've done the math. You know, every team is guaranteed 10 weeks, right? 10 weeks. You add the 3, 6, 9, now 10. We're getting a whole extra season in just 3 years.
All right.
That's incredible. I mean,
we're getting experience. I like it.
It is incredible what the Jays have done. This senior class, oh my goodness.
By the end of it, we may know what we're doing.
We may know what we're doing. But you think about the senior class, 4-time regional champions, now 1-time semi-state champions. I mean, this is historic right now for North Judson.
I'm not a guy. I am a numbers guy. But, I mean, you think about it. 4 sectional championships, 4 regional championships, 4 semi-state appearances, 4th state appearance. My baseball number was 4. I don't know. I'm looking in science here.
4th time's the charm, maybe.
I'm telling you. I think so.
Well, we're going to have a chance to talk with head coach Brett Lambert here in a second. A lot is going on this coming week. We're starting our basketball season. Of course, we posted that schedule on all of our social media sites. This coming Tuesday, we will be seeing West Central at Oregon Davis. And then, of course, on Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving, we will see the Knox Redskins take on the North Judson-San Blue Jays. It'll only be the girls' game. Obviously, it is not the boys and girls doubleheader now, as the Blue Jays and the Knox Redskins, both boys teams went deep into the postseason, so they will reschedule that game. We don't know what day they will reschedule that. I'm hoping it's right before Christmas. That'd be a lot of fun. That Monday before Christmas sounds like a good day for me. For the athletic directors listening, I like that day. But, just throwing that out there. Love to be able to do that game, the boys' game, but we will be there Wednesday night for the historic cross-county battle. We will talk with head coach of the North Judson-San Blue Jays, assistant coach of the North Judson-San Blue Jays, Denver Combs, here in this hour. We'll also talk Winamac Lady Warrior basketball with head coach Tony Stesiak. That is at the bottom of this hour, hopefully. We'll see how this goes here. We're kind of playing it by ear, but now we have a chance to talk with head coach of the North Judson-San Blue Jays. It's Brett Lambert. He is a semi-state champion this morning. What's up, man?
How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm doing great.
Business as usual. How you guys doing? Nothing going on.
Let's just say this. Get to the field last night. Coach comes in. He backs up, parks next to me. He's got his window rolled down, blasting some music, having fun. I said, man, Coach, if I didn't know any better, you were heading to a party. And without hesitation, he goes, maybe I am.
His best Johnny Cash impersonation.
That was a great moment. I'll never forget that. What do you got?
He's dressed in black.
He's dressed in black. Are you heading to a funeral, Coach?
Maybe I am.
Yeah, you're heading to someone else's funeral, maybe. But, man, Coach, what a win last night, beating South Adams. You talked at halftime with Chris. Started off a little rocky there in the first quarter, and I don't know. We didn't really get an answer from this. Was this the first quarter this season you hadn't scored in it?
Oh, it had to have been. Yeah, it had to have been. There was some adversity early on for sure. They really let's just go from the very beginning. Opening kickoff, ground's a little wet, so we slip and we're down at the 5?
9,
I think it was.
9.
Yeah, so down there. Again, not a good start, but we're not worried about it. But then, South Adams came out just ready to play football. And then they hit us right in the mouth. They were, slanting, getting through gaps, spinning off of our blocks, just being very aggressive. And they, got a stop on us and, had some other things happen. A punt go off somebody's back. And next thing you know, they're in a great position. The ball, deep in our territory, with a great offense. But our defense gave up like no yards. I think it was, 3 quick, no gain. And then, they went for the field goal, didn't get it. So we were back on offense again. But again, they still were hammering us.
And on that field goal, the D-line stood, and I almost thought maybe that was a little intimidating for them. Everyone was standing on the D-line there for that for that kick.
Well, I mean, yeah, CJ Sanchez and Cole Kozecar and those guys are definitely intimidating. That's for sure. Those guys are men out there. You'll see people like them at the 6A level and 5A level, but to have 2 of those guys at the 1A level is just that's a great thing for the Blue Jays, but not good if you're on the other side. But yeah, they are pretty intimidating, and of course they showed that all throughout the night, just with their pass rush and all that stuff. But yeah, the first quarter, when it was all over, when the first quarter was over, and again things weren't going well. We had a plethora of penalties, just some bonehead mistakes, just a lot of things not going our way, but it was still 0-0. So I called him over, the whole team, got him around me, and said, and I, even though I got a lot of things going through my mind at that time too, like what the heck is going on, but just keep your composure, keep your cool. We got a little adversity here early. We knew that could happen. We didn't know it would happen like this, but we knew we would get some adversity in this game. Now it's time to deal with it. We weathered the storm, and now let's start executing. We're here for a reason. We're the better team. We believe that. So now let's execute. Let's get it done. And I felt like we really got it done from that point forward there. And it might have been after that. And again, I'm going to have my whole mix of when things happen in the game, because I haven't even gone through the film yet. But it might have been after that Aiden McGowan had an interception, possibly.
Yeah, I think it was still in the first quarter, but it was at the end of the first quarter.
You're right.
He had the interception, and I think you guys kind of settled down once the freshman who started in place of Josiah McDaniel, the senior, got the pick. I think that's when you guys started to settle down a little bit.
Actually, you're right. Now that I think, yeah. So, yeah, him getting that interception was huge. And again, he's a ball hawk. I mean, he's a freshman, but boy, he tracks the ball well in the air. And, he's a fast kid. I mean, I just remember, I know it was middle school track last year, but he was, winning a bunch of races in middle school last year on the track team. So, he has speed. He's not scared of the moment. So for him to do that was a huge thing. And then in the second quarter, of course, Trey, had a big interception, for us there, and just let's just, talk about it here. The defense really early on bailed out the offense. The offense, wasn't hitting on, the cylinders like we normally do. I mean, we're normally just lights out with our offense. I mean, the fact that we had that punt go off of, our guys' back, and part of that is, guys, we hadn't punted since the South Central game in week 3. And the reason we punted in that is because we had our JV in there, and we had to send out the punt team. So, that's something that we practice all the time, but to do that in a live situation on a wet field in a big moment, I'm not saying it was unexpected or something bad to happen, but it was something I worried about, was if we did have to punt, not having that experience, how it would go. But yeah, we overcame it. The defense bailed us out, was lights out all night. To hold, what was it? What did I tell you? Yeah, to hold South Adams to 75 yards for the game was just unbelievable. And I think, as I look at this, I think 36 of those yards came on a pass there at the very end on their last drive. So the defense just dominated. And it was everybody. It's a collective 11-man effort, plus Coach Danny McGowan, what he did with the plan was just awesome. I mean, he's the coach, the head coach of the defense. I mean, that's not me. I could sit here and act like, oh, yeah, that was my defense. It's not. That's his defense out there. He has ownership of it, and they came to play. And again, but it started. I was about to say it started up front. CJ Sanchez was just
a man,
just an animal, and we knew, the coaches just watching film that South Adams' quarterback is very good, but he's better when he goes to his right. So we made sure that CJ was on that side, and it just made it really hard on him. And then when you have Kozecar and Hiddle and Caden Johnson and Evan Curley and all those guys that we can put in on the D line, just mixing them in, it was a rough night for their quarterback, and he's a darn good quarterback too. I mean, what we saw on film, I was not sleeping well all week, and he was a big part of that because I thought we might have to outscore him, and that was nothing against our defense. Not me not liking our guys, but just we knew that they were that dynamic and they were that hot, and for us to get it done was just awesome. And then just to keep going, Brock Benson calls the defense. He probably watches as much or more film than anybody on that defense, and again, what he did just leading it there was awesome. Wilcox played awesome. Grayson McDaniel had outside backer. Trey McGowan was just fantastic. Then the defensive backs, again, going against those quick receivers to cover as well as they did. And they weren't perfect, but they were pretty darn good. But to have Ethan Hack and Logan Pratke and Aiden Christensen, and then Aiden McGowan to be out there, it was just it was an awesome sight to see. And they did everything that we could have expected and more.
Yeah, going back to that defense, what people don't understand, Coach McGowan got the defense ready, understood the game plan, but South Adams runs a no-huddle offense. And so, you may get to call that first defense on first down, but after that, it's read and recognition by the players on the field. And, Brock Benson doing a great job of making sure everybody was in the right coverage and right defensive front. Just speaks volumes for the preparation that the team put in this week.
Well, let's take that expand on that a little bit. Our scout team throughout the week. It was they were just lights out. It was awesome. So when you have Coach Scheidler and Coach Singleton, really, ones leading that scout team. Just what they were able to do. Again, we're talking about, and we got to think about this. These are kids who might get some special teams time, might not get any time on a Friday night, but how valuable they are to the program and what we've done. Because, gosh darn it, that they made it look as close as you could make it look to South Adams. And the reason, they had a great tempo going in practice, which made our defense have a great tempo in practice. This past couple weeks have just been awesome with the scout team and the defense, and they've just been so locked in. And you've seen it. Against Taylor, who had some dynamic guys, and then South Adams. The scout players were awesome. And again, they don't get their names in the newspaper and talked about on the on the radio here very often, but just what those guys do is invaluable.
Yeah, the squib was working again this week. We saw it last week against Taylor. The special teams, like you said, it's hard when the ball is coming like that. It bounces. You never know where it's going to bounce, and it really deflected off a couple of players, went through their hands. It's working well.
Yeah, and I think I talked about that last week. That was kind of, I think I might have said last week on the radio, that was my freak out moment of the week in practice, because I know how valuable it has to be. We can kick the ball from anywhere, but the last couple of weeks we've been kicking it from the hash, and we kind of move some guys around. And, just a guy, just to throw out a name here, like somebody like Brian Korcha, who was hurt for most of the year, but he's our fastest guy. I coach him in track. He's won a lot of sprint races last year and, qualified for regionals and all that. But, we got him on the kickoff team now, and he's just, he's taken that role. That's his opportunity to be a part of this team, and he's sprinting down there and making things difficult the last couple of weeks. But yeah, the kickoff team was great. And we're going to be on turf. And again, I like grass. That's my preference.
But you played well on turf last week.
Absolutely. And getting back to the kickoff, those balls really bounce weird on the turf. So yes, if we can, hopefully have the opportunity to get that kickoff team out there, more than once and hopefully quite a few times on Saturday against Providence, then hopefully we can get that ball bouncing a little bit.
You had brought this up last night in the post game, and we had talked about that tough tackle that Trey McGowan made. He didn't hear the whistle blown, and he was just trying to get the guy down. It wasn't on purpose by any means. He just was making a good play there, not trying to be dirty. But then it seemed like after that moment, something clicked. I don't know what it was. You could just tell there was a little bit more fire in each step. You saw that coming through the hole a little bit harsher. It just seemed like that fired up the Jays.
Yeah, and I mean, I felt like we were ready to go from the beginning. I really do. Even though, like I said, the first quarter didn't look good, but I didn't feel like our players weren't into it. I really think they were. But it's just, sometimes there is a little moment. I don't know if that was it or not. As I reflect, there's just so many things I have to reflect on here. But
it was chaotic there for about 3 or 4 minutes before we were getting on the explosion.
We were getting a little frustrated. The officials weren't bad, and I'm not complaining, but there was just a lot of things were getting called on us, and maybe some things weren't getting called on them, and we got a little frustrated, and maybe how some things were handled. But that goes back to the whole adversity thing. So I think we did settle down and figure it out. And again, how much adversity have we had this football season? I mean, just really think about that for a second. The Knox game, they scored first against us. They're the only team to lead on us this year. I think they scored their second possession on us, if I remember right. Yeah. But so they were up on us early. But so then that game was a tough game. We pulled away in the fourth quarter. Laville gave us some tough, moments in games, but a lot of the games were kind of easy. It's never easy, and you guys know that, but right. There wasn't any adversity, though, and I think for us to have that and then power through it was just it was a cool thing for me to see, but in the moment it didn't feel good. But to reflect back, it was a really nice thing.
Well, you talked about the scout team and the tempo they had going in practice and that, but you still can't simulate the speed. And I think early on it took you guys a while to get acclimated to how their defensive line was not very big, but they were quick. And early on, I caught real quick. You guys, you like the motion, and they were making a lion or a ram call, letting the D line know which way they were slanting, right or left. And the speed just once you guys got acclimated to that, and the physicality just took over.
Well, and counters on that type of field when it's a little bit slick aren't the greatest thing. So how can you counteract them? Right. Slant when you can counter. Or some of our other stuff, we're a triple option team, but Josiah's ankle wasn't 100%. So running triple now that goes from being maybe our best play to not our best play. I mean, we could still do it, but that's something I felt like we could have got on them. But if all things being healthy and Josiah being 100%, I feel like we could have midline and triple these guys to death. But that wasn't really there. So we had to adapt on the fly, and that kind of took, I think, those first couple possessions. We got hit in the mouth a little bit, and what we would normally want to do didn't feel so good at that moment. So there was definitely some adapting that had to happen, but we made it happen. And then our guys started figuring out, how they were playing us, and we remembered how physical we can be, and we started to do that, and that was I think that wore on them as the game went on, because there were some times we were hitting them and they were ended up on their butts and backwards, and we were going forward, and it was pretty fun to see.
Something that you talked about on Wednesday was how their defensive line was going to go right at the ankles, and that's what we saw last night. And it took a little adjusting, too. Maybe that's part of the reason the first quarter went the way it was. But that's something you had been talking about all week long.
Yeah, we knew they did that because we'd seen them against Madison Grant. It was a offense similar to ours and a bigger group of linemen, and they were able to do things like that, diving on the ground, making a pile, which is smart on their part. And then we have a lot of other film against teams that again had similar offenses to us, so we had an idea of what they could do, but they did a lot of different things. I will tell you that we couldn't lock in on one thing, but we knew that could be an issue. And then for them to do that, plus the field conditions not being the greatest, we couldn't just cut off of it when they made a pile because you kind of have your feet stuck in the ground a little bit. So it was a good game plan from them. I do believe they have a really good coaching staff over there. They got a young team too. A lot of their guys were underclassmen. A lot of their better athletes, quarterback, and
Will
those guys.
Patterson.
So they're going to be something to be reckoned with here, and I think in the future. Again, I think it was our moment, and this is our year, and we got a great senior class here, but we got other guys too. And then just go back to what I was talking about the scout team a little bit ago. I want you to think about how our younger players have progressed throughout the year, because who are they seeing every week?
Right.
They're seeing the number one team in the state.
Yeah.
They're seeing Kozecar and Sanchez and Wilcox and Benson. These guys are going against them in practice. So sometimes, and I don't mean this to be rude to other schools, but like, oh, we're playing all these underclassmen. We're going to be so great in the future. Well, that could be true, okay? But don't overlook the Blue Jays in the future, because our underclassmen, they didn't maybe get as many reps as some of your underclassmen, but they're going against some all-staters in practice every day, and we don't we don't just tippy-toe around practice. We get after it a lot, so they're getting some great experience there.
Well, Coach, last night was a lot of fun. The fireworks show was every bit of 10 minutes long. I mean, what a show that was. I mean, the Blue Jay Nation was just amazing last night. Man, how'd it feel for you?
I mean, it's awesome. Just the experience to be on that field, it felt just really great, and it's something you dream about as a kid. And I know just I talked to some of the fans afterwards and just friends, and that's we grew up wanting to be in this situation. And when I grew up in the mid to late 90s at North Judson, the 80 teams were still kind of fresh in the minds of people. Russ, left in '86, but Russ was the legend, and he still is, and he deserves that. Everywhere he's gone, he's been awesome, and that's Russ Radke. But that's what we always strived for, to be in that situation. I'm going to take this a little different direction here. I mean, talking about Russ and the program and with it, man, it was really cool last night before the game that Gary Cox was in the coach's office. Gary was the coach after Russ, which it's hard following a legend, and Gary was a heck of a football coach. And he coached a lot of us guys that are on the staff now. I mean, he coached a lot of us. But I'm amped up, ready to go, but I'm also nervous, and I'm just pacing around and like, oh gosh, I kept looking at the clock. Well, then Gary comes in, and he was in the office for probably 20 minutes, maybe more, just telling stories. We're talking about, because he lives in Lafayette now, just Lafayette football. We're talking about, he's from Muncie, talking about Muncie. He went to Ball State, and I went there, and of course he played there. So we're talking about, just all kinds of different stuff. And it was just cool for Gary to be there and be part of the experience, and here we are going to stay. And then having Kevin Cox, who's a huge part of Blue Jay football, being on the field afterwards and talking to us. I mean, that really means a lot. And like I told a lot of people, I mean, and it says this on the bell, we ring that bell before we enter the field, and when we leave, we play for those who came before, and we set the standard for those who follow. And I didn't feel like in my mind like this was just for this team, like this victory. I just feel like it's for the whole entire program and the community and all of that. And that's why I do it. I mean, honest to God, I'm not looking for a job promotion. I'm not looking for a raise, although that doesn't sound bad, but I'm not looking for that. It's all about, the kids and having a great experience and having an experience like I had growing up and maybe getting more. And that's ultimately why I do it. I know that's why the assistant coaches do it. And again, there's been a lot of of men who have coached at Judson who are a big part of it and have shaped a lot of lives. And there's been a lot of players that have gone through it, and a lot of families that have had positive experiences. And there's negative experiences too. I get it, but there's just been a lot of history there, and to get back to state is it's a huge thing for the community. Just awesome.
Yeah, and I said this on the air last night. Liberty to Lucas doesn't mean we just want to go to Lucas. We want to win it all. That's what I said. Would you agree?
Yeah, we want to win that. We want to win every game at Liberty. But yeah, it's not just the journey to get there. It's let's get there and let's pull off the victory. And it won't be easy.
No.
I throughout the year, in my mind, I guess you can say this now, you got to this point. In my mind, there was really, I thought, 3 really good teams in 1A, and we were one of them. And then I would say Providence and South Putnam, and I didn't know who was better. In some ways, I haven't really even seen Providence yet. I'm going to be honest with you. The film hasn't been exchanged. It hasn't been completed yet. But I'd seen South Putnam, and South Putnam was big and strong and athletic. So for Providence to beat them, that's a huge thing. So we know we're going to have our hands full this week. But again, I thought we were probably the 3 best teams all year, and there were other teams that were good as well, of course. But I thought we were kind of the top of the line. But I'm going to really get back here talking about just community and what it means. I mean, just an awesome thing, like just how the community steps up and supports these kids. And I mean, just like Tuesday, we have First Choice Insurance buying us pizza from Papa Farms, and just don't ask for anything in return. They just want to do it for us. Now I got to make sure I get the name. Is it Darlene's Taste of Texas, the food cart?
So.
I know it's Darlene's.
Yeah.
So they got us food Wednesday after practice. Finger Huts, they on Saturday, and they had donuts for us. They've done it a couple times. Just all the elementary students making signs and posters and the things they do. How awesome that is. The businesses and homes, being decorated and all that. The fire department and police, leading us out of town for regionals and then leading us back after the championship. The parents, all they do for snacks and meals and all that. Having steak sandwiches on Thursday, and that's pretty awesome. I know Danny was pretty happy about that.
Oh boy!
But just all the stuff that they do is it's unbelievable, and it's just such a great thing. And I'm looking at my list here. I got also mentioned here. So my dad's 75th birthday was Thursday, and so I called him up and I said, "Well, Dad, I haven't gotten you anything yet, but maybe we can get you a semi-state victory." So I just think give him a shout out for 75 years. And
well, the first thing you said to him after I was standing right there, you looked at him and said, "Happy birthday."
Yeah, I think I got him a card too, but I don't expect to. Maybe I've been kind of busy. Don't expect a whole lot more. But my dad is a sports nut. He always has been.
I tell you what. Your dad, when he used to run the mail route out where I grew up out in Denham, we would stand by the mailbox for a half hour and just talk Blue Jay sports.
Well, you shouldn't say that because now people are thinking, okay, that's why our mail took so long to get
late. Yeah, but it was my fault. Blame me. We stand out there and just talk, and I would be like, okay, well, you got to go, but. I can just remember that like it was yesterday.
Well, yeah, and he's always loved it. And we got so many people like that in the community.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad took me to we'd go to River Forest for basketball games, and football games, and just he would take me everywhere, and because he loved it and he knew I liked it. So yeah, I cherish that. That's just cool that he can be a part of that. Yeah, it's just an awesome thing. And the only thing I do blame him for though is he did make me a Purdue fan. So so for basketball that's been good, but
we're hurting here lately.
I do blame my dad for that. But otherwise though, yeah, just an awesome experience there.
Well, Coach, we talk about next week heading to Lucas Oil, and I brought this up on the air last night. It can be a little intimidating. You get into this huge stadium, the expansiveness, the space, the sounds. You'll hear the fans, but it's not going to be its normal loud self because of how big this place really is. What is your message to the team in terms of Don't let that get in your head. Just play your game. The field's the same size. You remember the movie Hoosiers? You measure the free throw line. It's the same size. The height of the board. Everything's the same. How do you kind of block out you don't want to be looking around, oh my gosh, look at where we're at. How do you block that out and focus on the task at hand?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And just, what we do in this week is going to be huge. This isn't going to be a normal week. We have 2 days of school. You have Thanksgiving. We're not playing on Friday. We're playing on Saturday morning. So there's a lot of things that are not normal. And that's why, you can't replicate going to state. And I know that. I'm going to find that out, and they will too. But, we've tried all year not to get into routines and get set on a schedule. And a big reason for that was for a moment like this. I mean, I was thinking about this back in probably May. We got to make sure we don't get set in routines, because it will not be a routine come this week when that liberty to Lucas, becomes a reality. But like this week, I know Monday, I'll go with Sarkozy, and I think there's going to be probably the captains. We go to Indianapolis. We do the coin flip on what jerseys you wear and all that stuff. There's pictures, just all that stuff that they do. Some videos that they take. That's going to be part of the pregame on Saturday. So we're going to do that Monday. Then we'll have a regular practice when we get back. Tuesday we'll have a regular practice. Now Wednesday we go to Lucas Oil and we practice. So that's going to be their time to kind of, I guess, maybe get the awe and look around, and their eyes are probably going to be huge and think themselves, hey, the Colts can play here. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen Wednesday. We might also we're going to try to contact some schools that have indoor facilities, maybe Purdue or Westfield, somebody, so we can, because you only get an hour. You get an hour at Lucas Oil. Every team gets 1 hour. Which isn't enough for what I would want to do on a Wednesday practice. So we'll find someplace else, probably to practice after that or before, however it works out. Then Thursday, it's Thanksgiving, but we're going to have a morning practice. And I think that's a big thing, because, when are we playing on Saturday? We're playing
in the morning.
We're playing at 10 a.m. So we're going to have a morning practice and then let these kids, enjoy their family and Thanksgiving and all of that, because you don't want them to miss out on that. Friday morning, we'll have another morning practice. And then we're going to leave Friday afternoon. We're going to spend the night in Indianapolis. And I wasn't sure if we should do that, but just talking to Sarkozy, once we found out we were playing on Saturday and not Friday, Sarkozy said, well, how about we go to that 6A game the night before? And I thought that was a pretty darn smart idea.
To see it, to feel what it's like.
See it, feel it, see the other team run out, from the tunnel, hear the crowd, just what it's going to be like.
They can envision it more.
Absolutely, because we'd be there on Wednesday on the field for our practice. Then Friday night we could be at a game and experience it and see what it's going to be like, how everything goes, introductions and all that. And I don't know if we'll stay for the whole game, but we'll be there for the beginning. At least that's the plan. And then we'll go to the hotel, have a meal and all that stuff, get up in the morning, have breakfast, and go to war. I mean, just go to win a state championship.
So Wednesday you'll come back.
Well, yeah, Wednesday you come back. Yeah, absolutely.
And then Thursday morning practice.
Friday morning practice.
But you'll let them have Thanksgiving with their family?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I have a choice on that.
Right. And then Friday morning you guys will get together and then go from there.
Yeah, and that's the plan right now. Again, we've talked about this. I mean, to be honest with you, got to have these things planned out in advance. So we've, kicked this around for a few years now, because we've been in the semi-state, 3 years prior to this. So we've had to. You got to plan this stuff. And anybody's like, well, you can't get cocky or something. Well, no, you have to. Yeah. You have to plan this stuff. But yeah, that's the plan right now, and. Kids just need to be locked in. They need to know that they've done something that has been done 3 other times in school history. It hasn't been done in 38 years.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's been a long time. But that's not the end all. We're here to win it all, and that's the plan. I have the utmost confidence that we will. But no matter what happens, I mean, this year has been unbelievable.
It's been special.
It has been. So, but let's not reflect too much until after Saturday, and what I expect is just holding up a trophy, for a state championship. But if for some reason that wouldn't happen, that's not my thought process. But let's say it wouldn't, and let's reflect on how great the season was, because it has been great. But again, visualize what it's going to be like. I think Wednesday can kind of give us that, being there, so we can get that visual, what this place is like, what it could be like on a game day. I think Friday can help us. Then Saturday we got to get to work.
Can we get Chris to hide in amongst you guys so he can be down on the field next week?
I don't know how any of that works.
I'm just kidding. I'll find out. But
they are. It's
strict.
It's pretty strict. State is pretty strict.
We'll see what we can make happen.
Yeah, I don't
see if
know.
I can
pull a microphone out of my pocket every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how this is going to be. So.
Coach, this is awesome, man. Congratulations on becoming a semi-state champion. Good for you. Good for your Jays. I'll get with you. We'll try to figure out what day is best to get to practice and whatnot. We'll figure that out here. But, man, what a week it's going to be, Coach. Congrats on the win last night.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And again, I appreciate the fan support. I think it's just been top notch. And just, I didn't get to see, like, we had the players for the first game against Knox, and we did it last night, where before the game they walked in front of the bleachers, in front of the fans.
I saw that.
And again, I was standing by the bell. I could kind of hear what was going on, but I didn't see it. But I saw a video my wife showed me, and it was just, it shows how supportive those fans are. And not that we didn't already know that, but just, for the players to feel that, that energy coming from them, it's just it's a great thing. And I'm just proud of, the players and what they've done, the work they put in, and the coaches, and then, our Sarkozy and the administration, and then the community. It's just been fantastic.
You got a friend here with you today. Who is this?
So we got Kenton Altman came in today. So, friend from high school, played teammate from high school.
So he's a Blue Jay.
He's a Blue Jay, and he met me out in the parking lot. And so you guys invited him in, and here he is. I know he sure as heck doesn't want to talk, but yeah.
I hate to bring this up, but the last time he was actually at WKVI was the day that you overslept.
Oh. Yeah.
So he was here with us that day trying to figure out how to get on the air.
I forgot all about that. That's true.
Week 4, 2023. Yeah.
So hey, one thing I do want to mention here real quick. So I was in the coach's office after the game last night, congratulating everybody, and CJ Sanchez walks in, and I have to say this will tell you the type of kid he is. And he asked the question, who was the defensive player of the game, because he knew he had a game. And so I looked at him. I said, I named the entire defense. He goes, I can live with that. And smiled from ear to ear and just was so happy and just walked out. Just for him, because he knew the type of game that he played. He was just dominating. But to be, when I said I named the entire defense, the Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game, he just smiled from ear to ear and was just so happy.
And let me just tell you, I've got taking too much time here probably, but
I think it's deserved. You're all right.
I appreciate that. Just a quick story there. So, we're trying to get some of these guys out at the end of the game. They've done enough. The game's over. They get some other guys in, which it's not hard getting these, it's not easy getting these guys out because they don't want to come out.
Right.
They've been doing it all year long. They're tired of that.
So I told Coach Harper, I said, we got to get CJ out from the D-line. We can't have him in there right now. Let's get him out of there. He goes, are you going to be the one that tells him? And then so we take him out. CJ comes over. He goes to Coach Harper. Again, we don't, these players, there's respect from the players, right. Don't get me wrong, but there's also these guys are competitive. So he comes to Alvin, he goes, I thought you weren't going to take me out. and Alvin points over at me and he goes, really?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So that was a pretty good moment, but he understood, and but he didn't want to come out. These guys want to play, and they love the game of football, and that's just, it's contagious, and to the rest of their teammates, and it's an awesome thing.
Yeah, but to see his face light up when I told him that was just that tells me that's a special kid right there.
Absolutely.
Well, we got a lot of interviews with a lot of the players last night in the post game. What a memorable moment we'll always remember. Coach, congratulations. We'll talk this week.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right, that is a semi-state champion this morning, head coach of the North Judson-San Blue Jays. It's Brett Lambert here on the Saturday Sports Line. What a win. We're going to Indy, baby. I'm going home. Great day for me. We're going to take a break and come back. We're going to get Denver Combs on the line, assistant girls basketball coach for the North Judson-San Blue Jays. We're preparing for the night before Thanksgiving basketball battle. Nobody misses in this area. Don't go anywhere. And we are underway in semi-state action from North Judson, Indiana. Deep booming kick back to the 8-yard line. Bradkey picks it up. He slips and falls. And that is where the Jays will start this drive. Chris, what'd you see there? Jays all standing on the D-line, coming after him. Snap, hold, kick is no good! No good! Takes the snap, steps back, looks to throw. Jays got a piece of him. Intercepted by the Blue Jays over the middle. He crosses the 40 and he's tackled to the 44. Big time interception. Number 18. That's Aiden McGowan, Chris. Now in the pistol, takes the snap, steps back, looks to throw. Here come the Jays. They're going to wrap him up, and they're going to tackle him. Big time sack. You better believe it is. Number 62, C.J. Sanchez bulldozed over his offensive lineman and let everybody know here, we're not letting that happen. Now he takes the snap, spins around, hands off to Cole Wilcox, breaks away to the 35, still on his feet, bulldozed over at the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and he's tackled at the 16-yard line. There he is, Cole Wilcox. From the gun, toss out, Brock Benson is going to score! Touchdown Blue Jays, Brock Benson! Takes the, sets his man in motion. Now he takes the snap, toss out, Cole Wilcox using the blocks. He's going to get it. 2-point conversion, 8-0, and head coach Brett Lambert liked that one. Trips to the right, takes the snap out of the gun, fires far side of the, intercepted by the Blue Jays. It's Trey McGowan to the 20, 15, 10, spins out, he's tackled, ball comes out late. The Starfires pick it up, but he was out of bounds already. Big time interception for Trey McGowan, and now the Jays have it in the red zone. Big time opportunity here. Under center, McDaniel, quarterback, keep up the middle. Touchdown, Blue Jays! Touchdown, Josiah McDaniel! 6 more points to book. Under center, Josiah McDaniel. Brock Benson in the backfield all alone. Takes the snap, toss out Benson. Here he comes, far side of the field. He is going to get it. 2-point conversion. 16-0. Jays lead.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time.
And we're not going anywhere.
Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox.
Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989.
Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
At First Farmers Bank and Trust, agriculture has been a cornerstone of our business for more than 135 years. Our personal relationships within the ag community run deep for multiple generations. If you're looking for a financial partner that knows, understands, and supports agriculture, I'd love to hear from you. I'm Isaac Blue, Ag Banker at First Farmers. Come into our Knox, North Judson, or Culver branches, or visit us online at ffbt.com when you're ready to talk about growing your operation. First Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
You're listening to Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Takes the snap, pulls the handoff, fumble on the play. Picked up by Cole Wilcox, retreats back to the 35 to the 30, 25 to the 20, and he will be breaking the last tackle. 10-5, touchdown Blue Jays, Cole Wilcox! Great play right there. My headset just about flung off my head. Chris said I blew his eardrums out. I'm pretty sure we may have blown a few speakers out on that call. It was just such an emphatic moment. That scoop and score by Cole Wilcox, Chris.
Yeah, I think I actually busted. That's where I busted my one earpiece. I think trying to get it out of my ear.
I'm sorry, buddy.
That's all right. It was exciting.
Well, it was. It was an exciting moment. I felt bad for the broadcast crew next to me. Of course, they were literally sitting right next to me. They are from Bern, Indiana. They were there for South Adams, and the whole time I'm pumping my fist, clapping my hands. Oh man, they probably think I'm nuts.
Well. Afterwards, I ran into that crew afterwards after the game, and they were very, very gracious.
Sure.
In the hosting and all that, and had positive things to say about North Judson and how we did and what we did. So again, just good people. But again, and if the roles had been reversed, I'm sure they probably would have been excited as well. It's just one of those things. You get behind your team and you're going to support your team, and you can't take it personal.
Well, it was interesting. Their play-by-play guy graduated from Vincennes in 1976. I went to Vincennes, so we had a couple of VU grads up there broadcasting a semi-state game, connecting the dots. It was a lot of fun. But now we transition to basketball, girls basketball. We are talking about the North Judson-San Pierre Lady Blue Jays. We will see them this coming Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving. That historic cross-county battle is on the horizon. We have an opportunity to talk with the girls' assistant basketball coach. It's Denver Combs. We've got him on the line. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Morning, guys. How's it going? I'm good.
Hey, we're hanging in there, man. We talked with your wife, the head coach, a couple of weeks ago. She told us about some of the goals this season. You guys are already off to a great start. You're getting great play from some of your younger players. Of course, we remember Kaylin Tunis popped off the other night, if I'm not mistaken, for 28 points. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope, you're right. Yep, she had 28 against Oregon Davis, and the sky's the limit for those girls, So we see big things from her and the rest of the team coming up in the future, for sure.
Yeah, to start the season, what are some of the things you're seeing? Are you seeing a continuation of that success you had last year and also taking the next step?
We had a little rough start there. We got down, we were 0-2, and I think we could have had one of them. We should have had the Rochester game. We didn't. And Rensselaer was a tough battle, but then we came out against South Central, kind of a continuation of last year during sectionals with them, and we get up and then we put the game away. So that's one good thing we did, and then we did it against Oregon Davis. They hung around. So I think they finally realized, hey, we're a good team. We are the team to beat.
Yeah.
As long as we don't beat ourselves. So I think we're going to be all right. Let's put it that way.
All right, the question I have for you, being from the Porter County Conference, you guys got a transfer in this year, Shiloh DeBoard from Morgan Township. How has she acclimated herself to her new teammates?
Everything, Chris, it's fit in just fine. She's come in. She's been battling an injury, lower back injury, but she's been battling through. I mean, she had 16 against Oregon Davis, and then the other night against Couch, she was our rock. She had 21. She had 21 of our 39. She came in and she does her role very well. She's a great defender and she can shoot. She can score. So she's fit in really well with our starting five. I think her and Kylie are really going to be trouble for people down the road, press in and getting up and pressuring all the guards. And so, yeah, she's fitting really well. The teammates have really taken a liking to her. She's came in. She's earned it. She's done her part. So I think everyone has appreciated that.
Yeah, you talked about the game against South Central, big win there, 70-32, and then Oregon Davis 74-53, and then this past Thursday, a little closer one, but you pulled it out against Counts, 39-35. You're on a 3-game winning streak right now, Coach, and you're heading into your biggest cross-county battle. Man, this is huge right now as you will head to Knox. Of course, this game last year was in the nest, and you took care of business that night. 51-44 was the final. What do you know about the Knox Lady Redskins at this point in time?
It's a rivalry game. I mean, no matter what the score is, no matter what the records are, no matter what it is, it's a rivalry game. We got to come to play. They're on a 2-game win streak.
Yeah,
they've won 2 in a row. They play Oregon Davis today, so they could be also going into this game on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
So, they lost a couple. They've turned it around. So now it's up to us to come in and take care of business. You know, we got players. They just need to believe in themselves. You know, we got Kylie Lehigh got her second double-double the other night. Just walking double-double.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? She can do it every game in and game out. You know, we just got to get them believing, and we need to take care of business. You know, we take care of ourselves. Everything else should fall in place as long as we do that.
Yeah, there's something special about that night before Thanksgiving. I think it has something to do with a lot of the families are back in town visiting, and they just go to this game. It really gives an atmosphere of real, true Indiana basketball. I mean, I remember going to my first Knox versus North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay night before Thanksgiving battle back in 2014. I did sideline for Harold Welter that night. And I'm from Central Indiana. I love basketball, and I just thought, my goodness, this is incredible. This is such an amazing moment. I mean, there's some emotion in this game.
Oh yeah, it's always one of those games that you circle on the schedule. You know, we got to be ready for this one, and usually it's with the boys. Usually it's the very first one. It's the doubleheader, boys and girls. Stands are always packed. Last few years, though, I mean, how about that football team? It's hard. We ain't even been playing with the boys, you know. They've been going too deep into the tournament, so it's just been a girls' game. So it kind of changed it a little bit, but still, we anticipate there to be a big crowd. We anticipate Knox is going to come ready to play. We got to be ready to play, and let the cards fall where they may. But I'm pretty sure as long as we do us, we should be okay.
Coach, what's it like being able to coach alongside your wife?
It's great.
You had no choice. You had to say that.
he was looking for the proper positive adjective.
That's a loaded question in itself.
There's only one way to answer that.
I was trying to give you a softball, Coach. Give you a little positive things to go home to today.
No, it's been great. I mean, we've found a way to work it out. I mean, it works out great. There's I didn't think it was going to be like this, but it is. So, I mean, I can't complain one bit. You know, we got a pretty good working relationship for sure. So that helps. You know, we both played ball, so I think we kind of trust each other in that aspect. And it's been a lot of fun.
And you're a Blue Jay. I'm sure you're very proud of this football team run right now.
Absolutely.
Are you going to make the trip to Indy, or you got a game that day?
We do not have a game that day.
Well, if you don't make it, you'll have to tune into WKVI. We'll take you there.
We will be, I believe, making the trek down to Indy that morning.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
We will be there. We'll probably still listen.
Well, I appreciate that.
We'll listen as we sit in the stands.
We'll make sure the stream's up and running.
Perfect.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you guys this Wednesday night. Always look forward to the night before Thanksgiving battle.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having us on, and we can't wait to see you there Wednesday night.
Absolutely. All right, that is head coach, or excuse me, assistant coach. I always get it mixed up. I'm sorry, Coach. That is the assistant coach.
That's okay.
It is Denver Combs here on the Saturday Sports Line. We appreciate his time. We're going to take a break and come back. We're going to get Tony Stesiak on the line. He is the Winamac girls basketball head coach. That's up next. Under center, McDaniel going for two. I formation, sets his man in motion, takes the snap, spins around, hands off to Wilcox using Brock Benson at the block. He will get it. 2-point conversion. 24-0. Out of the gun, takes the snap. Lehman steps back, looks to throw. Tackled, sacked in the backfield. C.J. Sanchez got a hold of him again, Chris.
Yeah, C.J. Sanchez, I tell you what. Oh, my goodness. He took number 64 and just threw him about 5 yards to get to the quarterback. You want to talk about a bench press?
Yeah. I I formation, first and goal. Josiah McDaniel under center, takes the snap, spins around, hands off to Wilcox, up to the 5, and he will be tackled maybe inside the 5. Oh, it's a touchdown! Touchdown, Blue Jays! Cole Wilcox!
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Brems. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time.
And we're not going anywhere.
Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox.
Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989.
Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
At First Farmers Bank and Trust, agriculture has been a cornerstone of our business for more than 135 years. Our personal relationships within the ag community run deep for multiple generations. If you're looking for a financial partner that knows, understands, and supports agriculture, I'd love to hear from you. I'm Isaac Blue, ag banker at First Farmers. Come into our Knox, North Judson, or Culver branches, or visit us online at ffbt.com when you're ready to talk about growing your operation. First Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Here's more with area high school coaches as we return to the Saturday Sports Line from the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Studios on K99.3.
Next play, Lehman takes the snap, steps back, looks to intercepted by Cole Kozecar, the D lineman, to the 40, to the 35, tripped up at the 32. You can feel it, folks. You can feel it. Back from the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Studios, this is the Saturday Sports Line. We are transitioning to talk Winamac girls basketball with head coach. It's Tony Stesiak. He's on the line. Coach, good morning.
It's a wonderful morning, Mitch. Good to talk to you.
Oh, absolutely. A wonderful morning indeed, Coach. 4-1. What a start it has been for you guys. The lone loss on the road to Westville. Other than that, you guys have been you girls, have been taking care of business. Of course, last year we saw the growth, getting all the way to the sectional championship game. Now you're hitting the ground running to start the season. How do you feel about it?
I feel really good. Obviously, it's hard to argue with a record, but we're not necessarily focused on that. Like there's probably been about 3 different versions of our team since we walked off the floor in the sectional championship. Of course, we knew we were going to get hit with some senior losses, the likes of Maggie Smith and Piper Link and Lily Bennett and Mara Holohan. Like that was, like we said, statistic-wise, Maggie and Piper, did some nice things. Lily was just a tremendous role player, but they really brought a lot to our team in terms of leadership and setting an example through how they were just programmed first, whatever we needed to do. So that, people look at statistics, but it's not always that. It's what they mean to your team, and they mean a lot. So that was going to be, okay, how are we going to do that? How are we going to, make up for that? That's always a work in progress. But, we thought we had X amount of players maybe returning from that team when we left the sectional floor. And then as we got to summer, that number was smaller than we anticipated, and as we got into summer, we started doing some things, and when we got out of summer and got started the season, the numbers changed again. So, what we thought we're going to be one sort of version of our team is left with 8 healthy players. Corinne Ulrich's out for the season with his shoulder surgery from a softball injury. She would have been our 9th, so we're at 8. And one of those players is Elizabeth Garcia, who moved in last year, does not have a ton of basketball experience. So realistically, the 7 players we've got that have played basketball. One's a new addition, Maggie Keller, who played all the way through middle school, did not play last year as a freshman and came back, which, you always like to see players kind of miss out or want to be a part of what you're doing. So we're proud of Maggie coming back, and she's really helped us as a hard worker, 3-sport athlete, just a competitor. She's brought a lot to us. And then, we have those returners, seniors, KK O'Connor, Sierra Wolford, and Shay Lamer. And then our 3 leading scorers from last year, juniors Candace Croft, Marissa Iverson, and sophomore Sadie Popejoy. So that's our 8. That's our 8, and that's what we've been going with. So like I said, it's not what we thought. For a couple different versions have changed, but that's who we got, and those are the ones that have committed to, maintaining the tradition of this basketball program, and it means a lot to them. Like, family in life, there's a lot of participation, but commitment's a whole nother thing, and these girls have stayed with it and signed up for it. So I'm enjoying them every second, every minute. They're easy to coach. It's brought us together. I think it's united us. Small numbers bring us united together. And, we're just kind of figuring things out as we go. We got to stay healthy. We got to stay out of foul trouble, and we got to manage games. And so far we've done a good job of that, but it's very narrow margin for error. That's for sure.
Yeah. Your one loss, full disclosure here, your one loss is to an undefeated Westville team who's, in that Porter County Conference and looking like they're priming themselves to have a special season. They had the Labus girl move in, so they got a freshman move in who's pretty darn good. But, so you took one on the chin there, but you guys bounced back. Talk about that bounce back after that tough loss to Westville.
Yeah, well, we were Westville's first game, and they got to watch us play against Frontier. So we had no scouting report. We knew they had good returning players anyways, Benefield and Sparks. We knew they had some good returning players, and a coach like Mike Medjessy, you knew they were going to be good coming back, but nothing to go on with Labus, and we had to kind of patch that together as it went, and that gym was full and it was loud. We grew up a lot. We were shorthanded. Shay Lamer was not at that game, so even of our 8, we were very shorthanded there. Got in a little foul trouble, and things got away from us in the second half. Like I said, our margin for error is slim. When it's good, it can be pretty good, but there are some things, health and foul trouble, that you can't always control as a coach that keep you up at night. So they were better than us, and we've learned from that. It brought us together, that's for sure. We didn't hang our heads, and I told people I thought that was going to be a really good loss, and Westville's done nothing to disprove that. So, it was just the next day, all right, how are we going to get better? And we are mixing and matching some things defensively and trying to keep teams off balance that way. We're not playing stall ball or anything like that. We're just trying to compete on both ends of the floor, and the old adage of just try to be 1 point better than the other team. But we've been a few points better in our 4 wins, so we appreciate that. But you got a tough one coming up tonight against Manchester.
Yeah, just exactly where I was going next, Coach. Last year you traveled to Manchester. It was a tough loss, 64-48. This time they have to come to Warrior Gymnasium. What do you know about Manchester's team this go-around?
Well, we're coming off a couple road wins in the HNAC, Culver and Caston, which are important for us. Like we've been as happy and as proud as we were with our improvement last year. I was not happy with our HNAC finish. I thought we left some wins there. So that's been a huge point of emphasis. So to go on the road, Culver and Caston are 2 teams I think schedule gods looked on us a little bit favorably. We're playing them early in the year. Those are 2 teams that will get better as the year goes on, no doubt about it. Culver is getting a late start with volleyball and getting some volleyball players back. Caston's kind of in rebuild mode, but they're playing hard. They got a nice win over Argus after we beat them, so they're coming along. And then North White got weathered out on Tuesday, so we've had a chance to rest our legs. We're hoping that's key because it's a Manchester team that's athletic. They like to get the ball up and down the floor. They've got a lot of returning players who've been in their system for 3 years now. So, and again, they've knocked us off the last couple of years, so that's certainly one we'd like to get back. And getting back, we haven't been on a home game in about a week and a half. We got a lot of home games coming up, so hopefully we can get back and take care of home court. But it'll be a good challenge for us. Probably after Westville, this is probably the second best team we've played to this point.
What's the overall goal at this moment in time for this team this season, Coach?
Stay healthy.
Right,
no more,
right.
No more, no less. Stay healthy, stay in the game, don't get in foul trouble. When that's happened, I think this team can be pretty good. But again, as you guys know, those are things that are out of a coach's hands an awful lot. It keeps you up at night, but you can't really control a lot. You can try to do some things. We work a lot on defense and trying to stay out of foul trouble and being smart about it. But where we're at in terms of our togetherness, our teamwork, this team plays really hard and really well together. Like I said, the small numbers have brought this together. I'm enjoying seeing them compete together. It means a lot, and I think you see that on the floor when you see us play.
All right, Coach. Do you have anybody new helping you on your coaching staff? Or if not, tell us who came back to help you.
Well, yeah, we kind of have a new coaching staff. There's this Stesiak girl that was out there looking for a job, got hired at Winamac as the social worker for our middle school and high school. I think she knows the game pretty well.
Well, with a name like Stesiak, she better.
Well, she gets it from her mom. Like she's got her mom's understanding the game, so she's got a bright coaching future just because of that. So yes, Keaton Stesiak has joined us as an assistant, and so has Allison Kaiser. Used to be Larkin, played a couple years. I was able to coach her at Rochester, so she is as an assistant. And Jake Ruff, who's been with me the last couple of years, is back as an assistant. Steph Smith, with Maggie graduating, gave up the basketball coaching gig to kind of follow her and to give herself some more time. Can certainly understand that. Coach Smith was huge in the transition, and to help me kind of get my footing here at Winamac, I'll be forever in debt to what she meant. She gave us that connection, former player, what it means, like help us lay the foundation, the culture, help the transition between Coach Croft and myself. That was a huge asset. And then Morgan Ruff, now Walker, got married over the summer. Another one of my former players decided not to coach this year. She's helping actually coach one of our elementary teams in the North Judson League. So she's still involved, just not at the high school level. We appreciate that. It's a new staff, but as I say, I love to have those former players around. It means a lot, not just my own kid, but that's obviously a coaching bucket list to have, your kid coach with you. I don't take that for granted. I've always said the best days of my coaching career are when one of my kids were in the gym, regardless of whether it was practice or a game, because those are family bonds that you try to impart as a coach. And when you can show them because your family's in the gym, I think that's pretty important. So having former players is huge. As I like to say, they help relay the Stesiak-isms that I think these girls are figuring out after a couple of years. But there are some things that they still don't know. And Allie and Keaton both, they were a step away from a state championship game in 2015. Both had injuries that they had to battle back in their career. They've been through everything, good, bad, and everything in between. So there's nothing that these girls going through now. Actually, when my daughter was a sophomore, we basically played with 6 or 7 kids her sophomore year. So we've kind of been down that road. So there's nothing that these girls are going through right now that they haven't been through. And they've been a great sounding board, and they both really know the game, and they have high standards of success. So it's great. It's great. And, Jake Ruff has just been a tremendous help. I call him the little brother that I never had. We're really close. We see things a lot alike, and we have enough differences that he will speak up and tell me those things. So it's a great thing to have. So I love this coaching staff. I love the coaches that have helped out so far. So you never do it alone. I hate that coaches get the win-loss record because there's so much that goes into that, from the high school to the middle school to the elementary. We're just a product of everything that's happened to these kids. So, great coaching staff, great team so far, and we're just taking it one day at a time and try to be better today than we were yesterday.
Coach, you're a state champion head coach from 2004 at your time at Rochester. I, of course, talked with head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, Brittany Lambright, a little bit earlier. He's heading to Indianapolis with his Blue Jays for a shot at a state championship. I know it's a different sport, but this question is kind of a similar situation here. They're going to go to Lucas Oil. They're going to see the huge building, the expansiveness, whereas you went to Indianapolis, I assume, back in 2004?
Yep.
Yeah, so you did the same thing. You went into, was it Kozecar Fieldhouse at the time?
Yeah, it was Kozecar Fieldhouse. Yeah.
And so, I mean, that can be a little shocking. It can be a little intimidating. What was something that you can remember, if you can tap in to share with our listeners and maybe some of the Blue Jays that are listening, how they are able to focus at the task at hand and get the job done and not let all the fanfare get in the way?
Yeah, I don't know if they get to go down and practice. We were able to. It was, I think, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday in that week before we played on Saturday. We got to go down and practice. And that year we also had a scout team of some boys players that we kept with us because we were pretty good and we needed to be challenged. So we had a group of 6 guys that practiced with us and scrimmaged against us. So we took them, and that was the deal. I said if we made it to state, they were going with us. So we went down for practice, and I knew that would be sort of a jaw-dropping kind of experience to go into that arena for the first time. So we recreated the Hoosier scene.
Yep.
I had the boys get on the other one's shoulders, and we measured the rim, and we did all that talking about, nowadays, I don't know if this generation of kids have seen Hoosiers. That's usually one of the first questions, like, do you know this movie? And if not, your next assignment as a team is to get together and watch it. But we did that and just to kind of keep it light. And then, you practiced, and really that whole year was, take it one step, one game, one quarter at a time. And, once you get and practice it and you see it's going to be the same football field, the environment's different. But that team, just as an outsider, seems like they're so focused, just like our team was. You don't make it down there by accident. Coach Hampton and the Lady Jays were down there as well right after us that next year. And you don't make those things by accident, and you have to have great people all around. And I'm just so impressed with what they've really, the ease in which they've just went through this tournament. My suggestion would be don't change anything. Whatever you do, you do. Obviously, your itinerary may be different because I don't know if they're spending the night or doing those kinds of things like we did, but we tried our best to keep things as normal as possible, but also tell them, embrace it. There are so many coaches that never get that chance. There's so many coaches that never get to win a sectional championship. I never have taken that for granted. And I'm always in awe that I was just blessed to be around great people to sort of carry me down there, I think. But, that opportunity, regardless of how it ends, there are people that live their lives and not be great people, great coaches, and not even get close to that thing. So it's a huge success, but I will tell you there is a difference between the red and the blue. And, if you only get one chance at it, to be able to walk away and be champion, that's truly amazing. And, I don't think much about it, but obviously you guys brought it up, so other people will talk about it for as long as you're around. So I hope that's not my legacy. If people just tell me that I was part of that, and that's the first thing, then I don't think I've done a great job as a coach. I'd rather have the legacy of good people rather than just a shiny trophy. So,
wow.
But it's cool, though. It's cool to have that. It's a great experience. As a coach, when you sign up, that's the highest level you can achieve, and you're trying to push the highest point of the mountain. So, the Jays are right there knocking on the door, and I think they've got a great chance, and we'll certainly be rooting for them.
Coach, I sure do appreciate your time and your wise words there about your experiences heading to Indianapolis. But, hey, we're excited to see you this season. A lot of good games on tap, and good luck today against Manchester. We hope it's a big-time Warrior win. Yeah.
Hopefully we get a good crowd. Like I said, the way these girls have bought in and played, they are representing that Lady Warrior basketball history quite well, and it would be great to have a great crowd because, you never know when you need that little boost from the crowd or whatever. It certainly made a difference. Our girls felt it when we went to Westville, so it would be great to bring that home court advantage back here to our gym. So it's a great opportunity. It's Saturday night, not a lot going on, so come on into the gym. But whoever shows up, we're going to, whether it's 1 or 10,000, we're going to give it our best shot tonight, that's for sure.
Coach, I sure do appreciate your time. We'll be talking soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Always good talking to you.
All right, that is head coach of the Winamac Warriors, the Winamac Lady Warriors. It's Tony Stesiak here on the Saturday Sports Line. We're going to the top of the hour. News and weather on the way. Athlete of the Week interview with Dominic Triska of the Knox Redskins is on the other side. Also, a salute to the regional champion segment with 6 of the Blue Jays. That's in the next hour.
I wanna be up there.
Toss out far side of the field. Cole Wilcox cuts up to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Cole Wilcox. Under center, McDaniel I formation, sets his man in motion, takes the snap, spins around, toss out. It's Cole Wilcox, breaks the tackle, round the edge, 2-point conversion. I formation under center. Christensen takes the snap, spins around, hands off to Cole Wilcox, breaks away to the 30, now to the 25. Big play here. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Cole Wilcox.
Try to come get up and tease me. Don't give me a reason to.
From the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Studios, quality care closer to home. You're listening to WKVI FM 99.3. Knox, North Judson, Winamac, playing the best of Vinyl Gold, a service of Kankakee Valley Broadcasting.
Fox News, I'm Deborah Valentine. Scott Bessent is President-elect Trump's choice for Treasury Secretary. He's in line with the President-elect's tariff proposal.
1, to fund the Treasury. 2, to protect nascent U.S. industries. And Donald Trump has added a third leg to the stool, and it's for negotiating leverage.
He's the founder of hedge fund Key Square Capital Management. Judge Juan Merchan has accepted President-elect Trump's motion to dismiss his New York criminal case and dropped his sentencing date. Fox's Kevin Cork reports Trump's defense attorney and Deputy Attorney General nominee Todd Blanche has requested complete dismissal.
Blanche says immediate dismissal of the case is mandated by the Presidential Transition Act of 1963 and the, quote, interests of justice.
Prosecutors have said they are open to a delay but not dismissal. America's listening to Fox News.
What's better than a Tuesday? Well, pretty much everything. But now KFC has $10 Tuesdays, which means you can get 8 hot, juicy drums and thighs for just $10. Son of a bucket, that's a good deal. It's also a pretty simple one, so we've got time to repeat it again. $10, 8 drums and thighs from Kentucky Fried Chicken on Tuesdays. It's $10 every Tuesday at KFC. $10 Tuesdays. Okay, I think you get it. It's finger-licking good. Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
From the K99.3 Weather Center, here's your forecast.
Hi, everyone. Matt Rudkin here with your weather update. Hope you're having a great weekend. The weather's not too bad. At least it's not 30 degrees and rain, right? Got something going for us. Mostly cloudy this evening and into the overnight hours. We'll fall back into the low to mid 30s overnight. A bit warmer tomorrow, our Sunday. Should be around 50 degrees or so with mostly cloudy skies. Again, if we're lucky, we'll get a peak or two of sunshine. Even warmer Monday, but the warm air comes with rain as we head into the last week of November. Updates to come. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.
For your extended forecast 24/7, visit our website, WKVI.com. From the WKVI Weather Studio, it's 40.
It's time now for Hour 2 of the Saturday Sports Line with your host, Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI Sports Director, Mitch Columbi, and sports analyst, Chris McGowan.
Back for more from the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Studios. This is the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, the Saturday Sports Line. It's time to talk about our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week, senior football star from Knox Community High School. It's Dominic Triska. When it comes to defense on the Knox Redskin team, Dominic Triska was brought up quite a bit during the broadcasts on games that we cover the Redskins. He is one of the fiercest leaders on that D-line. And without further ado, here's my sit-down interview with Knox Community High School senior Dominic Triska.
All right, I am talking with our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week from Knox Community High School. It's Dominic Triska. Dom, it's great to have a chance to chat with you one-on-one. Of course, we talked last year in a couple of those Salute to the Champion segments. You have quite a decorated career here on the football field, a 3-time sectional champion. You did it again here this year. I know it didn't end the way that you had hoped, but I mean, seriously, some historic football has been going on here at Knox, and you've been a big piece to that puzzle. Talk about the love of football and why you love it so much.
I've loved football ever since I could walk. My dad wouldn't let me play Pop Warner because he didn't like the way they did that. But ever since middle school, I mean, the coaches, you're doing something for everybody else. You're not just playing for yourself. And I love that.
Yeah, talk about some of the other players on this team. Of course, we've talked with Miles McLaughlin. We've talked with Jake Conroy. We know how important the two-headed monster is. But talk about some of the other guys on this team that you believe deserve a light shined on them.
Keaston, he really stepped up on defense. I mean, I love that. You got Noah, he started playing linebacker. He almost became the leading tackler on that. You got Easton, he played defense, offense. Hunter Anderson, he really stepped up, got that big sack against Marion. And, I mean, those players are really, you got to work as a team.
Yeah.
Or you won't do good.
Yeah, it definitely feels like not only is this a group of friends that play together, almost like you became brothers. It's a family out there. And talk about, I mean, that has to be special. Not only are you playing with your best friends, but you get to hang out with them while you're at practice. That must have been pretty special looking back.
Yeah, I mean, mess around before practice, but at practice is a whole different animal. I mean, you came to our practice, it gets chippy out there. I mean, but at the end of the day, we're all still family.
Yeah, you talk about coming to practice, and man, I can only imagine from a viewer's perspective, it looks like a lot of fun to play for a Coach Radke. From your perspective as the player, what was it like playing for Coach Russ Radke?
It was awesome. I mean, he really stepped up. Knox program became something because of him, and everybody in the stands, they think he's just this crazy old man, but you really get it in your head, and he's a really good coach. He's yelling at you for a reason.
Yeah, we'll talk about some of the other guys on the coaching staff. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there, they put a lot of time in too.
Yeah, my dad, my uncle, and Coach E, he really stepped up, becoming the O-line coach. And you got Bo, Tyler, everybody. I mean, Julio has been there since my freshman year. He really helped me with my career.
Tell us your parents' names.
Christina Miniak and Steve Triska.
And talk about the support system they've been for you.
They come to every single game. I mean, my dad, he's a coach now, so it's after practice he'll be like, you could do this better. And my mom, she's always there with the Powerade after the game.
You know, a lot of people are lucky if they win one sectional championship. You can say you had 3, the hat trick. I mean, that's got to feel pretty good. Like I said, it didn't end the way I know you wanted it to, but when you look back on your career here at Knox, what's one thing that sticks out to you?
I guess winning the first regional. I mean, everybody, it was crazy. Coming through town, you see everybody cheering, and it was crazy.
If you look back in the future, what do you want Dominic Triska's legacy to be?
The best defensive lineman.
And talk about being on that D-line. You know, we called your name out a lot during the broadcasts. Your name came up a lot. Noah Bolin came up a lot. I mean, you guys had some savages on that line. But then also, you played a little O-line from what Coach Russ Radke had told us on the Saturday Sports Line. You're just kind of a plug-and-play guy. But talk defensively. What was it about being on the D-line you really liked?
I like making tackles. I mean, and it's really a team out there. Like, when you're on the D-line, we're separate from everybody else. So if we don't make the tackle, then they get the yardage.
Any stories that stick out through your high school career that you'll always remember? Maybe something the other team had said to you and then you guys had overcome that, or anything in particular that was pretty amazing over your stint that sticks in your mind? You remember that moment in particular?
I remember when Noah moved back to linebacker. He was so excited, and I was kind of scared because I thought he was going to be the leading tackler, but, it's a competition.
What does it mean to Dominic Triska to be a Knox Redskin?
It means a lot. It means the spirit. I mean, I loved playing out in front of this crowd. Everybody fist bumps. It was nice.
Well, man, I appreciate your time. Congratulations for being named one of our Tyler Roth WKVI Athletes of the Week.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate Dom for his time. Also, shout out to Athletic Director Neil Minix for helping me set that interview up. As we are going to take a break and come back, there is more sports talk coming your way. Don't go anywhere. This is the Saturday Sports Line.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town.
Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is all about community and keeping our community spotlight shining on the accomplishments of our youth. That's why PMH is proud to be a sponsor of our local high school sports action on WKVI, our community radio station. Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
One of our hometown businesses here in our area in Monterey, it's LAP Waste.
Being able to recycle is one of our main goals at LAP Waste. Being able to say that we only take about 8% of our trash to the dump is pretty impressive for us, and we hope to keep building on that.
We service an 80-mile circle from Monterey. If you have a small job, big job, or just have a one-time, we are here to make a difference in this area.
And that phone number, Kirby?
574-542-4019.
Stay tuned for more sports talk with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
We are saluting the 4-peat regional champions this morning. It's the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. We had an opportunity to sit down and talk with 6 of the Blue Jays. And without further ado, here is our salute to the 4-peat regional champions segment with the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays.
All right, I'm talking with the regional champions, the 4-time regional champions. It's the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay football team. We've got some of the guys with us. Who do we have?
My name is Trey McGowan. I'm number 9. I'm an outside linebacker and tight end, and I'm a senior this year.
My name is Braden Staten. I'm number 80. I'm a senior, and I play receiver.
I'm Harley Boggs. I am number 61. I play left guard, and I'm a senior.
Tegan Hampton. I'm a senior, and I'm number 57.
My name is Grayson McDaniel. I'm number 21. I play running back and outside linebacker, and I'm a junior.
I'm CJ Sanchez. I'm a junior. I'm number 62. I play defensive end.
CJ, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you're one of the first people we see out there doing your job. You're one of the taller guys on this team, and you bring a lot of energy. Talk about what it's like for you playing this sport of football. What is it about it you love?
I love everything about it. I mean, it's just an amazing sport, and I enjoy playing it.
Grayson, same question. What is it about the sport of football that you love?
I really just like going out there and playing with my longtime friends, and it's really just a high-intensity sport.
Yeah, as time's gone on, we've seen you have several opportunities at running the football. Talk about that when you hear the play call and you know it's going to be you running.
I'd say I get kind of nervous sometimes, but it's a good feeling knowing that you're about to get the ball, no matter how you're feeling about it.
Tegan, what's it about the sport of football that you love?
I love being out there with my brothers. It's fun. I like winning.
Yeah, Tegan says it's a bunch of brothers out here, Harley. Would you agree?
Most definitely.
Yeah. And what is it about the sport of football that you love?
I love being out there with all my teammates, enjoying the game of football, just being out there with everyone else.
Yeah, Braden, same question to you. What is it about the sport of football that you love?
I mean, they really summed it up pretty well. I just love being out there with my brothers and having fun.
What do you think it is about this team, Trey? I mean, a band of brothers. It seems like you guys are really close-knit and still undefeated. What is it about the sport of football that you love?
I just love everything about it, from defense to offense, all around. It's just a pretty great sport. You get a great feeling going out there to be able to pop somebody. So, I mean, overall, it's just an amazing sport.
You know, I get a chance to come to practice
practice. It's an honor to do so. And last week, preparing for this regional championship game, I mean, I don't know how you guys felt, but just from an outside perspective there on Thursday, there was something going on. It just felt like it was one of the better practices that I've ever been to out of all the schools that we cover. It just seems like the vibe, the energy, the passion that you guys are even practicing with, seems like this is a different level Blue Jay team than I've seen in the last couple of years. What are your thoughts about the energy and all the emotions that this team has?
Yeah, we just have to have a high intensity practice every time. We know what we want and we want to get it, so we know what we have to do to achieve the goals we have in mind.
Yeah, where do you think this focus comes from, Braden?
Well, I mean, we've been to 4 regionals in a row now, and we always come short, so I just think we're all really motivated. We really want to make it this year.
Yeah, the motto's been L to L, Harley, Liberty to Lucas, and along the way, you haven't let that get in the way of your goals immediately, getting the sectional championship, then getting the regional championship. You know, a lot of teams might be thinking too far ahead and then not preparing for the moment. The focus that this team has is really incredible right now. What does it feel like for you on the inside? I mean, where do you think this focus is coming from?
It all come from Coach Schuyler when he said, we're starving. You know, we're just hungry for more, and we keep on going on for more, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you think this focus comes from, Grayson? I mean, it seems like this is just a different level team than I've seen in the last couple of years. And the last couple of years, Blue Jay teams, let's not scoff about it. They were legit. So, I mean, there's just some energy here that's a little different. Where do you think it's coming from?
I really think it just comes from the hunger for really getting a state championship, and we all want the same thing, and we've all been focused on this, and we really want this. So
yeah, CJ, what are some of the things some of your teammates are telling you? I mean, what's this like behind the scenes? Is anyone saying, man, we got to do this? Last year it didn't work out, the year before it didn't work out. I mean, where is some of this focus coming from? Is it amongst your peers outside of school, outside of practice? You guys are talking about this amongst yourselves?
I think it's amongst the team and among the whole town. Yeah. Because we've lost in semi-state the past 3 years, and we just want to win.
Yeah, and you get an opportunity to host a semi-state again here at your home. Man, I'll tell you something. We watched on social media. We saw the parade coming back into town last Friday night, late Friday night. They were shooting off fireworks. You had the fire trucks, the police escort. I mean, I saw you guys hanging out the window. What was that moment like?
It was a pretty insane moment, I'd say, because the whole town's there cheering you on, and it's just amazing to see everybody come together and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Same question, Grayson. What was that moment like coming back into town for you?
It was pretty exciting. Just knowing that your town loves you and that they all support you. It's a pretty good feeling knowing that.
Yeah, would you say it makes you want to fight a little bit harder knowing that the town's behind you quite like that, Tegan?
Yeah, it's good seeing them out there. They're very supportive through us, and it's fun.
You know, every game I've done here in North Judson, the fan base is amazing, and the cowbells, you know, I mean, I'm sure you guys hear it down on the field. What's it like knowing you have the support system, Harley, from your own community like this?
It feels amazing. You know, we have been going throughout semi-state for now 4 years in a row, and that's the first time in school history. It feels amazing to have the fan base.
Braden, same question. What's it feel like to have the community behind you like this?
I mean, really, it's just awesome. I mean, we got the support of an entire town. You can't get much better than that.
What does it make you feel like? You come back into town last Friday night. I mean, everyone is on Main Street waiting for you guys to wave to you to come into town. How's that make you feel, Trey?
It makes me feel amazing about just the entire town being so supportive over what we are about to accomplish and what we will do, and they just want to see us succeed in everything, in every aspect that we do. So, I mean, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, let's talk about this past Friday. Of course, you were able to come up with an interception, almost took it to the house. But, man, you had an excellent game, Trey, but the whole team just really put their foot down. 22 points in the first quarter. What was being said on the sidelines during that first quarter, maybe at the end of the first quarter, when you realized, okay, we can punch them in the mouth and let them know we're here?
Well, we knew from just practicing beforehand. I mean, at practice, we were all dialed in throughout the entire week, and then once we get there, knowing that we're too slow for them and everything that was said through them, I mean, our coach just really got us hyped up, and we went out there and just punched it in their face. So, I mean, we just went out there and executed.
Yeah, how did you feel about the overall experience? I mean, looking back now, it was pretty much taken care of in the first quarter, maybe the first half, if you want to give them a little bit of leeway. But from your standpoint, Braden, what was that moment like? You just look up at the scoreboard and like, okay, we got this team.
I mean, really, it just felt incredible. I mean, we went out there and we knew what we had to do, and we just executed. We did exactly what we had to.
Yeah, something that Coach Lambert has talked to us about on the Saturday Sports Line is, we are the number 1 ranked team in the state, and we need to start playing like that. When you hear your coaching staff say that, and then you put on a performance like you did last Friday in the first quarter, Harley, how did that make you feel knowing, okay, we are the number 1 ranked team, we don't need to worry, and we're letting them know on their home field they're in for a long night?
We were just showing that we are here and we're not going to be out easily. We're just here for stay. Yeah, that's all our goal is for this year.
Yeah. Tegan, same question. Hearing the noise from Taylor last week, do you think that inspired you guys out on the field for that first quarter performance?
Yeah, you don't want to give a team something to hold on to, and you don't want to make them mad, focus on that all week. You don't want them to come out and just destroy you. That's what we did.
Yeah, same question, Grayson. How did that feel last Friday night, knowing you did what you did in the first quarter and then took care of business in the first half?
I'd say it felt really good, just knowing how much work we put into practice, and we were all really locked in, and we really executed, and yeah.
Were you surprised by that first half performance, CJ, or were you about, that's about right?
I was not surprised at all. I thought we were going to go there and show them what it's all about, just playing football and beating them by a lot.
Yeah, we talked to several of the guys last week. I asked this question. I'll ask you guys this as well. Who else on this team, you can pick someone in this room, but who else on this team do you believe we need to know about? Who do you think needs a light shined upon them?
I'd have to say Wilcox and Josiah McDaniel.
Yeah, those two are really something special. Josiah coming up with those interceptions last week, something pretty impressive. I mean, what a main leader on this team as your quarterback, and then Cole Wilcox right behind him. Two good guys I'm sure you appreciate.
Yeah, I do.
Who else do you, let's see, Grayson, your name came up last week as someone we needed to know about. Let's ask you, who do you think we need to know about on this Blue Jay squad?
I'd definitely say the O-line. They don't really get a lot of love, and it's several guys that get it done out there, and it's nice to know that you have someone good to block for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us some of those guys' names.
CJ Sanchez, Cole Kozecar, Caden Johnson, and Harley Bucks. Oh, and Tegan Hampton.
Tegan, who do you think deserves a light shined upon him on this team? Maybe that doesn't show up on the stat line, or maybe we don't talk to last week, or who do you think deserves some recognition?
I'd have to say Xander Nowak. Him coming out as a sophomore, him playing tight end. He doesn't really know what to do. When he's on my side, he asks me, I tell him, and he understands it right away.
Harley, who do you think the community and we need to know about on this Blue Jay team we haven't talked to potentially, or someone in this room?
I think the JV team, because they push us during practice. We wouldn't be going through every one of these games easily if it wasn't for the JV going hard during practice.
Braden, who do you think deserves a light shined upon him on this team?
Well, I'd have to agree with Tegan over here. He said Xander Nowak. He's been doing awesome this year as a sophomore. I can't believe what he's done. And I also got to shout out Trey. He's been doing great things this year.
Yeah. Trey, who do you believe needs a light shined upon him on this Blue Jay squad?
I would say personally Aiden Christensen and Logan Pracky. I mean, they're both sophomores, first year starting, and I mean, they mess up sometimes, but right back next play, they're getting back at it. So, I mean, just two great kids, and they're only sophomores, so they got much more to come.
Let's talk about this coaching staff. I mean, it's a rock star coaching staff from where I stand. I don't know how you guys feel. Of course, your dad is on the coaching staff. First question right off the bat, what's it like being able to play for your dad?
I mean, it's just a great feeling knowing that I got someone there, not only as a father, but he's a coach as well. I mean, he's always pushing me to do my absolute best and never settle for anything other than the best. So, I mean, it's just an amazing feeling.
What do you think it is about this coaching staff? From where I stand, understand you guys really look up to these guys. What do you appreciate about this coaching staff?
I appreciate their mindsets. I mean, they all got their mindset in the right place, telling us what to do, how to do it, and we're all just understanding, and we'll do it no matter what the circumstance is. I mean, they're just always so great, and I mean, they teach us to be the best. So,
Braden, let's talk about Coach Lambert and company. What do you like about this coaching staff?
I mean, Coach Lambert, he always pushes us to do our best. If there's ever anything he doesn't like, he lets us know, and we fix it and we get it done.
What do you like about this coaching staff, Harley?
I like how Coach Howard, he helps us during practice through mentally and through physically. He tells us what to do and how to do it correctly each time.
Yeah. What about the coaching staff? What is it about the coaching staff you like, Tegan?
I mean, right when they started, Lambert, he asked my dad to be a coach, so I've been around this coaching staff for a long time now, and I like all of them. But I'd have to give a shout out to Coach Harper because he pushes me the best he can because he's like an uncle to me. I can't do anything without him.
You like playing for your dad?
Yeah, he doesn't really know much about the lineman spot, but he pushes me.
Yeah, absolutely. What about this coaching staff do you appreciate, Grayson?
They're always pushing us to be better. Anytime we mess up, they're quick to let us know about it, and they help us bring the intensity on at practices and on Friday nights.
Yeah, what do you like about this coaching staff, CJ?
The coaches, I think they're more than a coach. They're like a second dad or an uncle that helps you through sports and life, I guess. Like with Coach Harper, I've known him my whole life, and he's more than a coach.
Yeah. Well, you kind of talk about parents there. Tell us your parents' names, CJ.
My parents are Crystal Shepard and Troy Shepard.
And talk about the support system they've been for you.
They've been with me with sports my whole life. I mean, they've paid for everything. They've brought me everywhere, and they're just always there for me.
Tell us your parents' names, Grayson.
My parents are Amber and Brett McDaniel.
And talk about the support system they've been for you.
They've always been there to support me ever since Pop Warner. Whether it was driving me to practices or buying me the best gear, they were always there to support me and cheer me on game night.
Yeah. Tell us your parents' names, Tegan.
John and Leslie Hampton.
And talk about the support system they've been for you.
Having my dad on the sideline makes it awesome. And then them bringing me to practice when I was a freshman, sophomore, 8th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade. Having them, it's just means everything.
Tell us your parents' names, Harley.
Chantel and Waylon Box.
And talk about the support system they've been like for you.
My mom, she drove me to all the Pop Warner practices, games, and then my dad has been to every game this whole high school career.
Yeah. Tell us your guardians' names, Braden.
I live with my uncle and my aunt, Gary and Jennifer Minnix.
And talk about the support system they've been for you.
I mean, they've really been with me through everything, sports, school, college. I mean, they're helping me with my applications and everything. I'm just really thankful for everything they've done.
Tell us your parents' names, Trey.
Danny and Amber McGowan.
And talk about the support system they've been for you.
I mean, they've just been amazing throughout everything. I mean, we started off at Knox. I mean, it was a 20-minute drive there and back, so they're taking me to practices and picking me up, taking me back home. And then with my dad on the sideline, he's always just right there in my ear, like cheering me on, just making sure I do my absolute best. And then I got my mom up in the stands cheering for me. So it's just a great feeling.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this week in terms of preparation. What has been the message overall, maybe from some of the players that have been in 3 other semi-state games, now 4, as well as the coaching staff that has been through now 4, going on 4 semi-states? What's the message here this week?
We just got to get things done. I mean, we've been here before. I mean, they haven't been here since, 2020? I mean, we just got to come here, execute. We've been here more than they have. We know what's to come, and I mean, it's going to be a rainy one on Friday night too, so I think we got this.
Yeah, what do you think the message has been from the coaching staff this week, Braden?
I mean, really, we've just been getting ready to prepare for anything, prepare for a war. I mean, we know it's going to be a good game, but I think we're ready.
Yeah, what's the message been like from the players this week as well as the coaching staff, Harley?
I mean, like I said before, we're all starving here. We wanted to win this and then go directly to state.
Yeah. What do you think, or what have you been hearing, Tegan, the messages in preparation for the 4th semi-state appearance in a row?
That we got to be locked in, we got to be ready for anything, and we just stay starving.
What's the message been like this week in terms of preparation for the 4th semi-state in your position, Grayson?
We just had to come out to practice and come ready to eat every day and really execute our game plan. And if that happens, we should come out victorious.
Yeah, what are the coaches saying, CJ?
The coaches are saying to be on your A game. Don't give up no plays, and if you do, just get right back to it.
Yeah. What do you know, what little you can tell us about South Adams you've learned this week?
They're a passing team, but it's supposed to be windy and it might rain, so that's going to be our advantage.
What have you learned in your preparation about South Adams, Grayson?
They definitely like to throw the ball, and their quarterback can he can sling it. They have a couple good receivers, and they got a speedy back, so.
Yeah. From your position, Tegan, what do you know you're going to have to be prepared for when seeing South Adams?
They're linemen. They got some speed. They're not really as big as us, but you never know what that means. Yeah. So,
from your vantage point, from your position, Harley, what do you know you have to bring out on the field this coming Friday?
We just got to be stronger than them. We're definitely faster, but, they have some speed on their team, so we just got to come out being more aggressive than them.
Yeah. What have you learned this week from the scouting report, Braden?
They're definitely a fast team, but they're nowhere near as physical as us. I know we can get through them, no problem.
Trey, what have you learned about South Adams this week?
I've learned that they're a passing team. They got a pretty good quarterback. He can throw it, he can run, he can do anything. And, they have some fast wide receivers, but nothing that we can't handle. We've seen speed before. Taylor claimed they were faster than us, and then that happened. So, we'll see what goes on then.
What's it mean to Trey McGowan to be a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay?
It feels everything to me. Coming from Knox to here, it's just a total different atmosphere. Everybody around you wants to see you do better than them rather than being selfish, like that you have that, what they don't. So, it's just a great feeling.
What's it mean to Braden State and to be a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay?
Honestly, it's just an incredible feeling. The entire town behind you, all your friends supporting you. It's just awesome.
What's it mean to Harley Box to be a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay?
It feels amazing. I came from Knox and coming to North Judson, it's just a totally different feeling. Everyone's behind you and helping you at every step.
What does it mean to Tegan Hampton to be a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay?
It means a lot. Everyone. It's a small town. It's awesome. Great. Love being a Blue Jay.
What's it mean to Grayson McDaniel to be a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay?
It definitely means a lot. We're a small town, so not a lot of people think much about small town football, but we've been getting stuff done the past few years, and we've got the whole town behind us supporting us.
What's it mean to CJ Sanchez to be a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay?
I think that the whole team we're all just a big group of friends that have known each other our whole lives, played with each other our whole lives. So we have chemistry, and it means to be a great team.
CJ, what would be your message to Blue Jay Nation?
To come out and just be there, support the team and cheer for us on, and hopefully we win.
Message to Blue Jay Nation, Grayson.
It's going to be a good game. Come out and support your Blue Jays, and it's going to be a cold one, so bring your cold gear.
Message to Blue Jay Nation, Tegan.
It's going to be a good one. Come out. Also bring your umbrellas. Might be a rainy one.
Message to Blue Jay Nation, Harley.
Just come out and support us. It's going to be a great game. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I know you're going to love to watch it.
Message to Blue Jay Nation, Braden.
Huge thanks for everybody for coming out. But yeah, come see us on Friday. It's going to be a good one.
Message to Blue Jay Nation, Trey.
Just come out and support us. It's going to be a cold one, so if you don't want to come out there and watch it, you can listen to it on WKVI 99.3. I'm sure Mitch will have something nice to say about us, hopefully. So just come out and watch it if you can.
Well, guys, I appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Congratulations, 4P regional champions. We hope to be talking to you guys next week. Good luck.
Thank you.
Huge shout out to those young men on their time. Also, thank you to Athletic Director Mike Sharkozy for helping me set that interview up as we are going to take a break. More sports talk coming your way. This is the Saturday Sports Line.
You need cool air, baby, I'm not fooling. I'm gonna send you back to school.
One of our hometown businesses here in our area in Monterey, it's LAP Waste.
Being able to recycle is one of our main goals at LAP Waste. Being able to say that we only take about 8% of our trash to the dump is pretty impressive for us, and we hope to keep building on that.
We service an 80-mile circle from Monterey. If you have a small job, big job, or just have a one-time, we are here to make a difference in this area.
And that phone number, Kirby?
574-542-4019.
Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is all about community and keeping our community spotlight shining on the accomplishments of our youth. That's why PMH is proud to be a sponsor of our local high school sports action on WKVI, our community radio station. Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home.
It's time now for Where Are They Now? A look back at more than a half century of local high school sports coverage on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Today's program is brought to you by Osborne's Mini Mart in Knox. Now let's meet one of the local high school sports figures from more than 50 years of WKVI sports and find out where are they now?
Well, as we look back on more than 50 years of broadcasting high school sports in the Kankakee Valley here on WKVI, our guest is Brittany Lambright. She is a 2011 graduate of Knox High School, and we call this segment, Where Are They Now? So, Brittany, where are you now, and what are you doing?
Well, I am located in Elkhart, Indiana. I'm a full-time accounting manager at a distributor called Fastnap Corp. And that's my day job. And then in the evenings, I do bookkeeping for a gentleman in Topeka, Indiana. And I also do CrossFit in the evenings, 4 nights a week. And I play volleyball in the summers on Wednesday nights.
So you're keeping busy.
Oh, not at all, Harold.
Well, we wanted to talk about your high school playing days at Knox High School. You played a lot of ball, basketball, you played volleyball and so forth. You were on a couple of sectional championship teams in volleyball and the only regional championship team ever at Knox High School. Going back to those playing days before you graduated, Britt, of all the games you played, which is the one that you remember more than any others all these years later?
Oh, goodness. That's kind of a tough one. I mean, it's not the best feeling, but definitely the semi-state game hits a little deep. It's the one I remember, not for the best, but it also was a huge learning lesson for us, though, and I felt like it kind of changed me a little bit. We thought we were unstoppable for a little while, but that got a little squashed. But it changed me for the better, I think.
Well, you were really fortunate because you played with some outstanding athletes, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, starting in 6th grade on for volleyball especially, like we were the same 6 to 8 girls played the entire time together from 6th grade to our senior year, and it's an incredible feeling, like growing up with that or having them all in my class and being able to get along so well and play so well together. It was definitely an amazing experience.
Well, of course, you were a setter of some renown back then. I think you might still have the school record there. But that was that regional championship season particularly. I think everybody still remembers that and how you guys were able to dominate. What was the key to your success in that regional championship season?
We were so tight-knit, and we did everything together, and I want to give a huge shout-out to Coach Skelly because he really made sure that we, not like on and off the court, played well together, got along. We did things, I don't think most teams did. We played music, we jammed, we danced, we had fun. Not only did we, play volleyball, but we had a good time, and were competitive at the same time. And that season in particular, I mean, there were students, they had body paint at our games, and who body paints for a volleyball game? But we had that, and we had just a community that was there for us, and it was an amazing time.
Growing up and as you played in high school, who were some of the people, Brittany, who were like your role models or who helped you be so successful in athletics?
Oh, goodness. I mean, I will go back to Coach Jake Skelly. He definitely influenced me to be just a better ball player. Not only that, but a better person. And I guess I'm going to have to shout him out again for that experience. And yeah.
He did demand a lot, but at the same time gave you a lot of room to grow, huh? Yeah, he respected us, and we respected him in return, and we grew together, so it was great. We're talking with Brittany Lambright, a 2011 graduate of Knox High School, here in our Where Are They Now segment, and we'll be back to continue our conversation after this time out.
Need a game plan that has your day covered from tip-off to the buzzer? Osborne's Mini Mart in Knox has you covered. Whether you like to start out with a caffeinated full-court press or control the tempo with a Subway breakfast flatbread, Osborne's Mini Mart has what you need. Don't get trapped in the corner with an empty stomach. Call a quick timeout and get 2 hot dogs. Visit Osborne's Mini Mart in Knox at the corner of US 35 and Highway 8 East to guarantee you win the day.
Our guest is Brittany Lambright, a 2011 graduate of Knox High School. And let me ask you this, Brittany. What did you gain from being a high school athlete that has helped you in life?
I will definitely say that even my boss today believes that me being an accounting manager, it really falls back on being in a team, being, a team leader, being a captain. I feel like because of those experiences throughout my high school career, it really showed me how to be a good leader in, my business career. I really, truly believe teamwork makes the dream work, and I still use that today. And the whole mentality of what you're doing now is, it's okay, but you could always do better. And that's what we did in high school, and that's what I do today. I think that everything is improvable, and yeah, I think high school sports had a lot to do with that.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I love it. I love it. Finally, Brittany, let me ask you this. What advice would you have for young athletes out there, let's say those middle schoolers that would like to have the kind of success that you've had, both in sports and in life? What advice would you give them?
I think anything is obtainable. I think that if you want something, go get it. Don't hold back. I don't care if it's cool to the other kids or, if it's frowned upon by, you're not going to be in the IT club. I think if you want to be something, if you want to be in a sport, if you want to try a sport, go for it. If you really believe in it, I think it can come true, and down, just go for it.
So it really is that dreaming of what you want to achieve.
Correct. Yeah, I just believe that anything is possible, and I wouldn't let anybody's opinion bring you down about it.
Brittany, thanks so much for taking time and visiting with us and reminiscing with us a little bit. Those were great days back in the time you were playing for Knox High School sports, that's for sure. And we appreciate you taking time with us, and we congratulate you on the success that you've had in life.
Thank you so much, Harold. It was a pleasure.
Our guest on Where Are They Now has been Brittany Lambright, a 2011 graduate of Knox High School. Join us again next week on the Saturday Sports Line for Where Are They Now?
Where are they now? A look back at more than a half century of high school sports coverage on WKVI has been brought to you by Osborne's Mini Mart in Knox.
Time now for our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week, given in memory of Tyler Roth, a 2001 graduate of Winamac High School who died as a result of an auto accident 1 week after his high school graduation. His legacy of hard work, outstanding citizenship, artistic success, and super athletic performance lives on with this award given every week to outstanding student athletes from the 8 schools in the Kankakee Valley. Today's award is brought to you by Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac, and we'll tell you who's earned the Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week after this word from Web Printing.
Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack and signs of all kinds in Winamac is where all of your printing needs can be met. Whether it's paper, garments, or signs, Web Printing is your full-service printing solution. So if you're in need of embroidered or screen-printed garments, tickets or programs for your event, or documents for your business, Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack is the place to go. For the quickest service, best prices, and best quality, it's Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac.
Our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week for this week is Cole Kozecar, a member of the Blue Jay football team at North Judson-San Pierre High School. Cole is honestly one of the premier football players in our area. He's on the D-line for the Jays as well as the center on the offensive line, a very integral part to this Blue Jay team. He has been a part of all 4 semi-state appearances for the Jays his entire high school career. He is a 4-time regional champion, now a 1-time semi-state champion as he helped his team get over the hump last night and get to Indianapolis. Liberty to Lucas came to fruition last night, and a big-time interception by Cole Kozecar was impressive. That's as a defensive lineman. Cole is the son of Beth Kozecar, as we congratulate Cole Kozecar of North Judson-San Pierre High School. Cole will receive a certificate, a history of the award, and a t-shirt commemorating his achievement, and will also be a future guest on the Saturday Sports Line. He will be eligible for our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Year award later this spring, which carries with it a plaque and a college scholarship, compliments of WKVI and the family of Tyler Roth. The Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac. I'll make sure to get with Mr. Kozecar this week. As that wraps up this very special Saturday Sports Line, we appreciate all of you listening last night in that semi-state matchup. Also this morning, here on the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, Chris and myself are just tickled pink this morning. We are so excited that we get to go to Indianapolis and broadcast a state championship game. I'm going to get on out of here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep up the speed on our sports checks throughout the week. Also on our social media sites, on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter at KVB Sports, and on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. Take care. I'm Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues.
From the Pulaski Memorial Hospital studios of Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI, you've been listening to the Saturday Sports Line with Sports Director Mitch Columbi and Sports Analyst Chris McGowan.